Para-swimming has been a part of the Paralympic program since the first games in 1960 in Rome. Since then, the sports have grown to become one of the largest and most popular sports on the para-sport calendar. On this year's Asean Para Games 2022, the swimmer will compete for 235 medals. Male and female athletes with a physical, vision, or intellectual impairment are eligible to compete. They are classified based on their functional ability to perform each stroke. The classification system allows swimmers to compete against others with similar level of function. Individual category consists of freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, and individual medley, while in the team category there is a relay competition. The swimming pool used refers to Olympic standard. The rules for this sport are adapted from the regulations set by the International Swimming Federation. Significant differences between able-bodied and para-swimming include the starting position and adaptation allowed for visually impaired swimmers. The objective of the game is to cover the given distance in a lesser amount of time from the opponent. Races take place in a standard of 50 meters pool with swimmers starting in a variety different ways. From standing start, using a dive start, sitting on the starting platform, and in the water. The start use is most usually dependent on the degree of functionality the athlete has. While competing, no prosthesis or assistive devices may be worn. In the events of the blind and visually impaired, people called tappers may stand at the end of the pool and use a pole to tap swimmers when they approach the wall, indicating when the swimmer should turn or end the race. These swimmers are also required to wear blackened goggles in all their events. To ensure a proper start among visually impaired swimmers, the audience must maintain silence until the swimmer passes the false start rope. Any noise like horn or whistle may be misunderstood as a sign of a false start. On the 11th Asian Para Games 2022, the para swimming competition held from 1st to 5th August 2022 at Jatidiri Swimming Center, Semarang. Para powerlifting is the sport of powerlifting for athletes with disabilities, and it is one of the fastest growing Paralympic sports. Para powerlifting consists of only one discipline, the bench press. After its debut as weightlifting in the Tokyo 1964 Paralympic Games, the sport now known as powerlifting expanded from just male athletes with spinal cord injuries to now including athletes of all gender with physical impairments that affect their lower limbs or hips and athletes with short stature. To ensure competition is fair and equal, all Paralympic sports have a system in place which is guaranteed that winning is determined by skill, fitness, power, endurance, tactical ability, and mental focus. The purpose of this process is to minimize the impact of impairments on the activity. Para powerlifting is open to athletes with one or multiple of 8 eligible physical impairments. All athletes have an impairment in their lower limbs or hips that meets the minimum impairment criteria to compete in para powerlifting. In para powerlifting, athletes classified by body weights alone, which mean athletes with different impairments can compete for the same medals. Athletes are weighed 2 hours before their competition. The competition begins by athletes drawing lots to determine order in weigh-in and lifts. After the athletes are categorized within 10 different weight classes and divided between male and female, they each lift 3 times in their respective weight class. The heaviest good lift within each weight class is the lift used for final placing in the competition. In para powerlifting, athletes assume a supine position on a specially designed bench, and after taking the bar at arm's length, the lifter waits with locked elbows and the bar under control for the chief referee's signal. After receiving the signal start, the lifter must lower the bar to the chest, hold it visibly motionless on the chest, and then press it upwards evenly with an equal extension of both the arms with locked elbows. When held motionless and controlled in this position, the audible rack signal is given and the bar is returned to the rack. The three nominated international referees provide an immediately evaluation of the competitor's attempt using a white light to reflect a successful lift and a red light to signify unsuccessful lift. 2 or more white lights signify a good lift and 2 or more red lights reflect unsuccessful lift. Each athlete has 3 attempts, and upon discretion of the jury, a 4th attempt may be allowed to achieve a new world record, but this attempt does not count towards the final competition result. Para powerlifting represents the ultimate test of upper body strength. That is not uncommon to see a competitor lift more than 3 times their own body weight. Thirty-eight medals of para powerlifting have been given on the 11th Asian Para Games 2022 in Solo, Indonesia. A Thai man called Kamtong has become a scene stealer at Asean Para Games 2022 because of his unique appearance. The little Thailand traveled from one venue to another while carrying his attributes in a colorful tote bag to give his full support to all of the Thailand athletes.
สวัสดีครับ My name is Mr. Thailand Kamtong. I come from Thailand. I come go to Solo because I go to supporter for the team Thailand Asean Para Games and I give for the team supporter all the team in the team Thailand team. The first time I go to supporter in the Malaysia 2001. Outside, yeah. But in Thailand, it SEA Games in Thailand, 1998 in Chiang Mai SEA Games. Yeah, first. First Olympic in the Athens and Beijing and London, Rio de Janeiro. In Olympic, yeah. But in Olympic in Tokyo is cannot because COVID. They cannot do. The ชุดไทยis for the Thai costume. Yeah, many when everybody look me, I know it from Thailand. Yeah, Thailand. Same. Because I have spirit. I love sport. I love sport and I love athlete. If in the for this bell, it is my heart because I'm a player sport in the student. And students I play football or volleyball in the student. But if for I study in over many. I cannot go to player in the national team. I go back to some quarter. and for the supporter the team, all team, the football, Asia game, AFC, and all many support. The money from and my money and some my plane, some my president, some my what for give to me for to okay, I want to cheer, I want to supporter go to the game. Can you help me? Everybody was help me. Yeah. Oh, it's in the solo. If every coach good for the game, because in the solo I come back at the second time. The first time is 10 year last. For the first time in solo, I think 10 year over in the first time, and now it's second time for the Asean Para Games in solo. I will enjoy and happy in the game, and I want to everybody window to the player and supporter and the people for the enjoy the game and smile and for the happy. And if the same when I go to solo, I looking in I learning song like Bengawan solo. Then I get stuck. I speak from Malaysia or Indonesia. I speak Indonesia. It's from little. Selamat datang, selamat pagi, selamat sore, terima kasih. And the song Bengawan Solo.
The multi-talented disabled photographer Ahmad Zulkarnain has proved himself that nobody can bring him down. Negative opinion from people just like a fuel to keep him running.
Saya fotografer disabilitas Indonesia dan tujuannya ke sini adalah untuk membuat satu konten yang akan kita post melalui sosial media official kita. Kebetulan kita juga menjadi salah satu influencer sponsor yang ada di Asean Para Games. Terus yang kedua adalah tugas kami menjadi influencer itu selain membuat konten adalah membuat foto-foto tentang perlombaan Asean Para Games, dan yang ketiga adalah kami ada booth tentang pembuatan kursi roda, dan termasuk kursi roda yang saya pakai adalah kursi roda buatan dari anak Indonesia asli. Ini kedua kalinya saya mengikuti event Asean Para Games. Yang pertama di Jakarta di tahun 2018 kalau tidak salah, dan ini Asean Para Games di tahun 2022. Dan harapan saya sih di event-event Asean Para Games selanjutnya, semoga eventnya semakin menarik dan semoga semakin banyak cabang olahraga yang dibuat jadi seperti itu. Saya sedikit kesusahan untuk membuat konten atau membuat foto, terutama untuk untuk angle-angle yang high gitu. Terus untuk angle-angle yang eye level, dalam tanda kutip eye levelnya itu eye level orang yang non disabilitas, jadi seperti itu. Nah, dengan adanya kursi roda atau wheelchair elektrik yang saya kenakan, yang saya pakai, Ini membantu saya untuk bisa memotret dan menghasilkan foto jauh lebih baik dari sebelumnya, karena di wheelchair ini ada sistem yang membuat saya bisa naik turun gitu. Jadi sistem itu yang kami manfaatkan untuk membuat satu foto yang bisa dinikmati orang banyak. Yang jelas kalau untuk pengambilan saya selalu mencari angle yang beda gitu. Saya selalu mencari sudut yang beda, karena sudut yang beda itu akan mengamankan saya. Yang pertama itu akan mengamankan saya, dan saya bisa berdiri sendiri di situ gitu, tanpa adanya fotografer lain gitu. Saya menggunakan kamera yang mirrorless, jadi lumayan tidak terlalu berat ya. Jadi di sini ada tombol shutter, di sini juga ada shutter speed, ada speed juga, ada diafragma di sini. Jadi saya menggunakannya seperti ini, mencetnya juga seperti ini. Sangat mudah, dan tentunya bukan hanya saya yang bisa mempelajari ilmu fotografi, dan tentunya teman-teman juga bisa mempelajari ilmu fotografi, karena fotografi itu sangat mudah dan fotografi itu candu. Never give up, jangan pernah menyerah. Apa yang Tuhan berikan hari ini bukanlah musibah, tapi apa yang Tuhan berikan hari ini adalah anugerah yang harus kita syukuri, yang harus kita manfaatkan, dan ini adalah jaminan masa depan kita yang investasi masa depan kita yang sangat baik buat saya.